Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why beginners must do street photography. Just must. I don't even think it's debatable at this point. So without street photography, I wouldn't be as comfortable as I am today or as confident as I am today with photography. Because if I would have just relied on fashion photography, I would have to wait on models, stylists, hair and makeup, locations. There's just so many different elements to wait on, rather than just practicing every day. If I would have just done wedding photography, I would have to wait on weddings or just booking events or wedding season. If I would have just done landscape photography, technically I can do that every day, but it's missing a certain human quality, obviously, that I really love and I enjoy. But with street photography, I can get in the practice that I want to be good, which is just every single day. So here's a dumb analogy for you. Street photography is like pickup basketball. You can do it every single day. You don't have to wait on anybody. You don't have to join a league. You don't have to wait to get to the NBA. You can just go out every morning, pick up your ball or pick up your camera and just shoot. See what I did there? Because with basket and photo, you both, you know what I'm saying? Kobe, Henri. I actually do that when I take photos. I go, Henri. All right, so 5 reasons why beginners must do street photography. And before I get into it, here's a footnote. All the photos that you see, they're all my personal photos. I worked hard on them. So before you hear me talk all kinds of shit, just to let you know, I practice what I preach. So these aren't photos taken from the internet, or I haven't stole them from other photographers, just to kind of go with my different reasons. Number 5 is speed. And this is kind of the most obvious thing on the street. You have to be fast, but I break speed down into 3 different aspects. The first is mechanical. You just have to kind of know your equipment when you're on the street to kind of react to things. And that's with all photography, is just knowing your equipment really well. So when you're on the street, you have to react to things so fast that you can't tell somebody, like in fashion photography, ooh, hey, can you do that again? Because I kind of missed that. You should be able to get to a point to operate your menu system and aperture and everything without even looking at your camera. So the second aspect of speed is reaction time. Again, you just have to react to things very quick on the street. Here's an example of me in downtown LA. There was this woman in front of me and she was just walking. She kind of had orangish hair and I wasn't thinking anything of it. And then all of a sudden we turn a corner and there's just orange everywhere. And I'm like, oh, boom, boom, boom. And I just get 3 shots really quick. And I'm so glad that I was able to kind of react in time, because I think I got a really cool shot. And the third aspect of speed is on some matrix. And that's anticipation. Once you're able to anticipate things, your speed, you're no longer reacting. You're actually waiting for things to happen. You're actually predicting scenes to unfold and then you capture. So that's even faster than having a reaction time. Again, this is just like a muscle, like anything else. There's even times when I'm just looking at a scene and I'm just kind of looking at it unfold. And I'm just like, oh, I'm supposed to be taking a photo. It's a muscle. You have to keep practice. And even me, I'm like, anticipate. The 4th reason is light and composition. When you're doing street photography, you're constantly chasing these 2 aspects. You're always looking for really good light, and you're always looking for really good composition. And I come from the John Free school of thought, where you always want to keep everything in frame. You don't want to go into post-production or Photoshop and start cropping things. You always want to include everything in that one shot and use the light that's given. And once you kind of practice these aspects over and over with leading lines, with symmetry, rule of thirds, you're constantly doing that on the streets like this. It's pretty much like jazz. And once you start getting good at things like that, you can translate that to other genres of photography. And I believe those 2 aspects, along with a subject matter or some kind of moment, you get really special images. The 3rd reason is conquering fear. of shooting strangers. When you're doing street photography, you're constantly shooting people. Some people look at you, they look at you funny. That's just part of street photography. But once you can conquer that fear of shooting people on the streets, I'm telling you, everything becomes easy. Here's an example. This is of a father with his 2 kids. I saw this moment and I was like, oh, cool. And I took the photo and I almost got my ass kicked. I'm kidding. Like, nothing happened. I took the photo real quick, kind of smiled, nodded, and we kept it moving. He went his way, I went my way, and that's it. And then there's this photo. Really? Yeah, I can take that photo. After you take a photo like this, very close, with a guy not knowing, very quick, very incognito, you can take a photo like this. Because models want their photos to be taken. It's kind of like what's part of the job. So things just become so much easier when you're shooting different genres. So when you can take a photo like this, you can take a photo like this. Really? Hey Jay, you're a photographer, right? Yeah, do some street and hey, I need some photos of some cactuses, cacti, whatever. Can you do that? Yeah, I could do that, sure. Cool, I'll give you like $400 or $500. Yeah, cool, whatever. And the 4th reason is traveling. Street photography and traveling have this cool symbiosis relationship. It's so awesome. They kind of go hand in hand with each other, because once you start doing street photography in your own city, you kind of want to branch out from your neighborhood to outside the city, go to a different state, go to another country. In fact, this is kind of embarrassing to actually admit this, especially because I'm in my 30s. Before I started doing street photography, I never traveled outside of the US ever. Ever. How sad is that? But since doing street photography, I've been to London, I've been to Spain twice, I've been to the Philippines, I've been to Wales. I'm actually living in London right now. Like, what? It's the most awesome feeling to want to get lost in a new city, a new state, a new country. To just go wander the streets and maybe meet people and just take photos. It's literally one of the best feelings in the world. And the number 1 reason why you must do street photography is it keeps you present. I'm telling you, this is probably one of the most freeing mindsets you can have, because you're not thinking about anything. You're not worried about drama back home. You're not thinking about bills. You're literally just living moment by moment. And it's so nice, because when you have a camera in your hand and you're doing street photos, you're just looking at things. You're looking at light. You're looking at objects. You're looking at reflection. You're just literally outside of yourself and just kind of reacting out of your gut or your heart, just like, ooh, that looks cool, boom. Ooh, that looks cool, boom. I think the first week or 2 I was doing street photography, I was like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. It's kind of like sex. This is just a life lesson. If there's anything that you do and you compare it to sex, do more of that. I've never heard of anything terrible be compared to sex. No one's ever said, oh man, I was at the DMV today for like an hour. Oh yeah, it was like sex. It was just so long and terrible. And I didn't even want to be there. I just wanted to go home. I was on my phone half the time. Like, oh. So street photography just keeps you present and in the moment, and you're just exploring, man. And it's just a cool feeling. That's it. And those were my 5 reasons, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. But thank you guys. Stay tuned, because I got some pretty cool ideas on some videos. I'm going to do them once a week. So yeah. And as always, be cool. Be nice. Be sexy. Be positive. Honor. I'm an idiot.